My father's brother's son likes to go shopping. What? That's so hard to understand. Oh my god, I'm so confused. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm with talktoCanada.com. Today we'll be talking about your family members and their relation to you. Each person in your family has a different name and a different relationship to you. And every single person has an immediate family member or immediate family members and extended family members. So today we'll be talking a little bit about both your immediate family members and your extended family members. We'll start off here. So immediate family members are your siblings. What are siblings? Brothers and sisters. Parents, your mother or your father. Children, so that's your son or daughter. And spouse. What's a spouse? Spouse is wife or husband. So that's your immediate family members. And then you have an extended family, and your extended family includes many more members of the family. So those members include your grandparents, so that's your mother's mother, or your father's mother, or your father's father, or your mother's father. There we go, that's confusing. And then you have your great-grandparents, and that's the mother or the father of your grandparents. So confused. Then you have uncles and aunts. Uncles and aunts are your father's brothers and sisters or your mother's brothers and sisters. Cousins are the sons or daughters of your uncles and aunts. And nephews and nieces are your brothers or sisters, sons or daughters. Okay. Nephews, your brother's son or your sister's son. Nieces, your sister's daughter or your brother's daughter. I'm so confused. Oh no. Okay, so I know that in a lot of places around the world, there's a lot of focus on the extended family. It's very important that that you keep in touch and keep connections between your extended family. So today, instead of saying my brother's father's or my father's brother's son's son likes to go shopping or went to the mall, we're going to talk about the actual names of these people in your family. We'll start off with you. So let's pretend this is you and you are a male, a man. So this is you, and then you have your immediate family. You have your wife, you have your children, so that's son or daughter, and then your mother or father, and your brother, and your sister. Okay, so that's your immediate family if this was you and you were a man. Okay, of course, if you were a woman, then that would be husband. Let's make this simple. Okay, so you have you, your wife, son or daughter. That's your immediate family, mother, father, brother, sisters. That's great. That's really easy. Most people know the names of these things or these people. Then it gets a little more complicated. You and your father, great. Your father has a brother. Your father's brother's name is uncle in English. Your father also has a sister. Your father's sister's name is aunt. So instead of saying my father's sister is really nice, you can say my aunt is really nice. We use the same two names for your mother's brother and your mother's sister. We call them both uncles and aunts for both mother's side and father's side. Now let's pretend that your aunt has children. So instead of saying my aunt's children or my mother's sister's children, you can say my cousins. So your uncle's children, you can call them cousins, and your aunt's children, you can call them cousins. Makes things a lot easier. So cousin is used for female or male, so you can use it for a girl cousin or a boy cousin. Works out. Okay? So now we're done from this side. Then you have, of course, let's go up. Okay, so you have your father and your mother and your uncle and your aunt. And then you have your father's mother, and that's your grandmother. And you have your father's father, and that's your grandfather. And of course, you have your mother's mother, and we call her my grandmother. And your mother's father, my grandfather. Total grandparents. If you're talking about more than one, you can say, I'm going to my grandparents' house if you're going to their house. Or I saw my grandparents yesterday. But if you want to be specific, grandmother, grandfather, and we say the same thing for the mother's side or the father's side. Okay? So then let's go down a little bit. Here's you. Don't forget, that's you, okay? Don't forget. Okay, because it's really important that you know who you are. So you and your wife. Now, your wife has parents too. She has a mother and father too. We can't forget about them because then she's going to be mad at you. So, your wife's father is your father-in-law. Okay, so she can say, oh, I'm going to my father's house today. But you have to say, I'm going to my father-in-law's house today. Dun, dun, dun. I'm just kidding. Okay, so your wife's father is your father-in-law, and your wife's mother is your mother-in-law. Okay, so those are your wife's parents. Your wife also has a brother. Your wife's brother, brother-in-law. Your wife's sister, sister-in-law. Okay, so your wife, most of her immediate family, they're gonna be like part of your family, of course. Her father is just like your father, except you add in-law. Same thing with everyone else. Mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. That's for your wife's family. Now, let's go to your siblings. What does that mean again? Oh yeah, brothers and sisters. Okay, so you have a brother and your brother is married. So what do you call your brother's wife? Do you say, oh, my brother's wife is so nice? No. You say, sister-in-law. My brother, my sister-in-law live together. Okay? So sister-in-law is your brother's wife. It's the same thing as your wife's sister. Okay, so it can be a little bit confusing. Sometimes when you say sister-in-law, people will say, is that your brother's wife or your wife's sister? Which one do you mean? Okay, so brother, and then your wife's brother, your brother's wife, your wife's brother, your brother's wife, sister-in-law, and then you have a sister, of course. So you have one brother and you have one sister. Woohoo! Your sister's husband, brother-in-law. Okay, so sister, brother-in-law, and of course, your sister has children. She has one boy and one girl. So do you say my sister's children? You say nephew for a boy and niece for a girl. So my niece means my sister's daughter or my brother's daughter, and my nephew means my sister's son or my brother's son. Okay? All right, awesome. So that's you. We're coming back to you again. You have children as well. You have a boy, and that's your son. That's really easy. And you have a girl. That's your daughter. Okay? So son and daughter. And then one day, after 30 years, your son got married. Woohoo! And he had children. He had a girl and he had a boy. His girl, would you call her my son's daughter? You have to call her my granddaughter because you are her grandpa now, grandfather. And for your son's son, you call him your grandson. So granddaughter if your child has a girl, and grandson if your child has a boy. So I know it's complicated, but it's really useful to know these terms if you're going to talk about your extended family. Again, my name is Sarah and I'm with talktoCanada.com. Tune in to the rest of my videos. Thanks for watching and I hope you learned something today.